So this actually came to my mind before you brought it up because we had a legendary thing happen recently. Okay, Outkast inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Greatest rap group of all time. Can we all agree on that? Anyone want to contest that?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay. So in the comments, okay, make sure you have that in there. Agree with us. Outkast, best rap group of all time. But we have some rap groups that just didn't make it as far as they should have.
I agree.
And they kind of, puttered out, we'll say, before they got to where they needed to go. Is there anyone that comes to mind for you in that way of a rap group that didn't make it? And like, I think we got to say, not like the Migos. Like the Migos.
Yeah, we got 3 albums.
They were at the mountaintop.
Yeah, we got a lot of them.
They did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah,
I think of more like a Fugees.
Fugees is up there.
Like they had a couple albums to start out. They had that one big album, and then we never heard from them again.
Yeah.
So who else is in that group for you?
I have Black Star. Honestly, I think if you guys listen to the old pod, I have their first album has one of the best hip hop albums of all time. My personal favorite hip hop album of all time. And we just didn't get anything from them for decades. They I forget what year it was, but they dropped an album.
Yeah.
It was on a specific streaming service. Like I didn't like the release of it. Like there was good music on it when I finally did get a chance to listen. But just going decades and decades without a Black Star album really hurt my spirit. So that's going to be one for me.
I was going to mention Black Star, but that album is so good to me that it just didn't feel right, Like I couldn't. But they are probably the number 1 draft pick in this group because the Fugees had a bit of a runway to get to the score.
Yeah.
They worked their way up into that point. Black Star, it was like as soon as they came in the door, classic right away, and then gone for our whole life, basically.
Yeah.
So Black Star is probably the number 1 pick in this. That's a good one.
What do you got, Chris?
It's almost like you want to let them live. Like, you know what? That's what they did. That's what they did. We can live with this. We don't need anything else.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. I see what you did with that. I had 2 interesting ones I was thinking of. One was, I always thought Slaughterhouse is interesting.
Slaughterhouse is on my list
Slaughterhouse
too.
interesting.
Yeah, I wanted more from them.
Yeah.
It's funny. They did drop a couple albums.
Yeah.
But I just expected more.
No, and then when they dropped them, wasn't it missing like a few artists at the time? Like Joe wasn't on it or something?
There was a few tracks that Joe wasn't on. Yeah, it was like here and there.
Those issues with the
internal beef.
Probably mostly Joe.
Slaughterhouse,
probably.
It's funny. I never thought they could be that big of a group, but we never got to see if I was going to be wrong.
Yeah, you didn't get the opportunity.
I wanted that chance.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But lyrically, they're probably the best group on the list that we named. Like in terms of all their talents. Bar for bar.
Some of the best rappers. And the crazy thing is because you think about Royce and M becoming Bad Meets Evil after that. It's like we could have seen.
Yeah.
And you know what I think it really was? I think it was the politics of that group in that time.
Yeah.
Because I do think if they come out today, it's a whole different ballgame. Like it reminds me of Griselda. They have their own. They have their own records, their own albums. They do their own thing. And they come together as a group once in a while.
Yeah.
I think at that time it was kind of, Joe was the quote unquote big star. The sound they were going for was a little different than what everyone else was doing. I think if you bring them 2025, they probably do a lot better.
Yeah.
The one for me, and I don't know if they count, but they count for me in this way, is actually Clips. And they came back, and this year in 2025, they've absolutely killed it. So, we got to see more of them. But when they broke up, it felt like it was really early.
It was a little too early.
Yeah. That's how I remember at the time. I remember being like, these guys are about to blow up. It's about to be on. And then there was nothing.
And the interesting part about their breakup wasn't ego, it wasn't money, it wasn't beef. Like they love each other. They're brothers.
It was morals.
It was just like, one dude didn't want to rap as much as the other dude, and he wanted to try something different. And we couldn't even get mad at that.
Yeah.
That's the part.
It's like, you know what, you're right. Like
it's like Slaughterhouse is so easy for us to sit back and just say, you know what, maybe Joe was a dick.
Yeah.
Or maybe the contract with M wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But this was just 2 brothers that just said, we're on different paths right now, but we love each other.
Yeah. I'm happy they came back together, though. I think that's
probably why they were able to come back together is they're brothers, so, the bond.
Yeah.
But, just vacating their, separating stop doing the group at that point, unless.
I do want people to get in the comments though. If there's a group that we're not naming throughout this, like please get in the comments and let us know.
Can I drop a older one for you guys?
Let's hear it.
NWA.
They were on my list as well.
NWA is a big one.
Yeah.
A lot of internal beef.
Yeah.
Money.
Yes.
Shout out to Jerry Heller. May you rest in. I'm gonna do that again. I didn't
Rest in piss.
We hate you.
Rest in piss.
But yeah, the big one for me was NWA. I really thought that they had a lot of potential. Like, especially they came out before we were born, right?
Mhm.
So like we understood their story without being there for their journey. So it was tough for us to look back and be like, oh, these songs were fire. Why don't we have more?
Yeah.
And we just didn't get more.
No.
And it goes to show that the people that ended up like living and going on to make music, like they all have made great albums afterwards. Like
Mhm.
Dr. Dre is one of the greatest producers of all time. Ice Cube
Yeah, one of the greatest MCs.
of all time has one of the best rap albums, single
Yeah.
rap albums of all time. You know, MC Ren, Yella,
Yeah.
like all these guys have gone on to do their thing. We would all imagine that Eazy-E would have gone on to do his thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just unfortunate that these young guys that all came together, they weren't able to like blow up together.
Yeah, they were on my list because I think they probably would have had the biggest impact if they stayed together. Because I think obviously groups still were a huge thing in the 90s, but they would have been the real super group of all super groups. You know, Dr. Dre is the architect.
They would have been the first super group.
That would have been a huge, like seeing what Ice Cube did solo. It's like imagine him as the quote unquote like leading MC of that group. Even Eazy-E as a personality and a figure, like I think they would have been amazing as a group. So they were on my list. They were like one of the first names I thought of like, yeah, if they would stay together longer,
I agree.
would have had a huge impact. This is one that I was like, was a more personal one, Little Brother. They came back together, so kind of like the Clips, which I think I'm happy they did. But they were that group that I thought, why were they not a bigger deal? Like I felt like the politics really kind of stopped them from being as big as they could have been. But yeah, happy they got back together, and their new album was really, really good, like the Clips. So that's the cool thing, and Tribe would be in this as well. Tribe had a longer career than a lot of these guys. Is seeing these artists come back together for a project and it still be good.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned Black Star as well. Like that I think is kind of the silver lining of all of this is take decades off, but you come back together and it's seamless somehow.
Yeah. Oh, and I was gonna say, well, a lot of these groups too, when they're young, right? Their egos, they're coming into money, they're coming in, they're becoming somebody. There's so many influences. Then you get older and you realize nothing really matters and it's all just bullshit.
And we're robbed of that
And you
with
grow
NWA.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you never had that chance with a guy with like Eazy-E, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we were robbed of
Clips, Little Brother, you're kind of getting to see the full growth where they can come back together and make it work.
I want to run through some 2010s groups. They're not official groups, more collectives, but most of these groups, collectives didn't, go all the way with it. One that keeps coming up, which is funny because I don't see them like this, but Kids See Ghost, Kanye, and Cudi. I liked their project.
That was a great
That's
project.
not a group though. Is it a group?
They count as a group to me.
They count as a group?
I think everybody we named is more than two people. Oh no, we did name Outkast.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Yeah,
fine.
they count as a group.
Fine.
I think ASAP Mob. Like to me, they wouldn't count in this because they've
Are they
done.
a group or a mob?
They're collective.
They're a collective.
But they have so many projects. I wouldn't count them in this as well. But I still think they could have done more.
Would they
Okay.
be like a Wu-Tang in a way?
Yes.
You know what?
yes.
Like Wu-Tang. I still think you can call Wu-Tang a group, but
Wu-Tang's a
collective.
group to me.
yeah, I still
Yeah.
feel group, but I mean more
Mhm.
like there's a lot of offshoots where like a couple guys are doing stuff together.
If the collective made an album together, I'm calling them a group.
That's the rule. I
Fair.
think that's a good one.
Yeah.
And then Odd Future.
Yeah.
I think seeing what Tyler did, what Frank Ocean did, even
Yeah.
Earl's last album is maybe his best project in a decade.
Yeah.
It's like they stop making projects together so quickly.
Yeah.
And you see like, again, Haji Beats, Sid and the Internet, like
Mhm.
their associations with people who they work with as Vince Staples, Mac Miller, like
yeah.
the world they had built as Odd Future. I think if they had built that out more as they got bigger, that could have been a pretty big deal. So they're on that list to me because a lot of these collectives, they do these group projects when they're coming up.
Yeah.
Once it's big time, it's Mhm.
The other thing that kind of sucked too is like Earl just kind of came back together And it was like we didn't get that full. Like when they first really started popping, Earl was like
gone
away at like
And
military
Frank
camp.
is super mysterious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't really get the full.
There's one group that I really wanted to get a album out of, but we can't put them in a group. Just more, I guess, a collective or a group of friends. They all gone on to like drop good albums. Was Black Hippie. I really wanted something out of the 2010s because like that's a strong 4. Kendrick, Q, J-Rock, and Ab-Soul. That's a pretty good 4.
That album would slap.
And the album would, especially in the 2010s, and I didn't get it. The fans didn't get it. It's unfortunate, but such is life.
Before we wrap this up, and I want people in the comments to kind of add to this as well, because we need all the voices for this one. I'm thinking about the groups that never even happened. You know, like when I think of that, it's Child Rebel Soldier, Kanye, Lupe, Pharrell.
Yeah.
Like that is one of those groups I'm like, oh, if they had just actually done that group. So the groups that never happened, is there anything that comes to mind of like they talked about doing an album together or a thing together? Like Kendrick and J. Cole, obviously.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Is one of them. You know, we're talking about groups. We haven't mentioned all the like collab albums that Drake has. I know these are not groups, but like you said, from your criteria, they do an album together.
Yeah.
Does it count? So Drake got
no,
something in here?
they. I got another rule too. They got to do an album together, and they have to have a title together, a name.
Fair.
That's fair because I was about to say, well, Kids See Ghosts, they did one album together, and now you're. That's the same thing as the Future and Drake.
But they have a title.
They don't have a. They don't, oh yeah, they do have a title. Future and Drake don't have a title together.
It's Future and Drake.
I agree.
It's like let's duo.
But they did the same thing without the name.
Fair.
Yeah, but like those groups that never even happened. That's what I think of as like we have a lot of those that would have been really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, like Mac Miller and Pharrell weren't they? They were just doing a project together, Pink Slime.
But they have a name. That's right there. Yeah.
Is that the project name, or is that the name? Was that the name? Of the
I think it was going to be both.
Lupe tried another group with a bunch of guys. I forget what it was called. Oh my god! And it was like him, Asher Roth, Mac Miller.
Oh yes.
Fuck. I'm gonna pull this up before we end this. Hold on.
Yeah. That would have been good.
Lupe and Asher Roth.
And like, here's the thing: we're not counting producer rapper duos.
Yeah.
Those don't count.
All City Chess Club. That's
my god.
that's what it was called.
Good pull.
Wow.
Yeah, All City Chess
If
Club.
you were on the internet during the blog era, you just had the same reaction I did.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was Lupe, Pharrell, Asher Roth, B.O.B., The Cool Kids, Charles Hamilton, Blue, Diggy Simmons, Wale, J. Cole, Mickey Fax, and
Diggy
Dosey.
Simmons.
That shit was dead on arrival. That's too many niggas.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know. Lupe's trying, man.
That would have been like an elite group.
That's an
though.
eclectic group.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were different times.
What a mix.
In the comments, let us know, is there a group that we did not mention that we're totally missing? I feel like we're missing someone big, but in the comments, you let us know how wrong we are.
Look at me when I tell you this. Subscribe. We got more content on the way.